Greetings and salutations, loyal viewers. My name is Sean, and today I want to talk about this bit of a pattern that has been noticed by the New York Post and many different users on Twitter. Some call it X, but on Twitter. And that is that women walking in the streets of New York City are being struck randomly, sometimes by possibly the same offender, but more often than not, especially based on the arrest that we've seen and the video of the other offender that we've seen, by a different person, but this fits the same victim and perpetrator profile. It is very interesting to see this occur. A lot of people are blaming some of the victims, saying that they were busy looking at their phone rather than looking up, and this was just a friendly reminder to be aware of your surroundings. I find that to be asinine, but it's something that we need to talk about because, unsurprisingly, this may shock you, bail reform, New York State bail reform, plays a crucial role in this problem. Now, we're going to get into it, but before we do, I want to thank everybody who signed up over at actualjusticewarrior.com/join.
Give me the money. Give me the money. Okay.
And remind you that on Saturday, April 27th of this year, I will be in Austin, Texas at the Minds Fest. Link to tickets, top of the description. Promo code AJW for 20% off.
So I just got back from the emergency room after getting punched in the face. They confirmed I do have a concussion from being hit so hard.
You guys, I was literally just walking and a man came up and punched me in the face. Oh my God, it hurts so bad. I can't even talk.
I was punched in the head in New York City on Saturday, March 23rd.
So I just got punched in the face walking home. I was literally like leaving class. I turned the corner and I was looking down and I was looking at my phone and like texting, and then out of nowhere, this man just came up and hit me in the face.
So like I said, there is video after video after video of women just walking through the streets of New York City, getting cracked in the face by a random assailant, seemingly for no reason at all whatsoever. And while normally I would attribute this to the knockout game re-emerging, it appears on the age of the suspects that we actually did discover, this has to do with violent repeat offenders that are probably mentally unstable, that should definitely be removed from the streets, being released over and over and over again into the streets of New York, although there are different possible various motivations for these attacks. In fact, one of the perpetrators that was arrested in one of these attacks is actually a guy who was a former mayoral candidate. Now, from what I can see, it appears he might have been running and some weird third party named Skibaki Stora, age 40, and he is the one who actually attacked this blonde girl who had the goose egg, according to her own description, on her forehead.
Literally, I fell to the ground and now this giant goose egg is forming and I'm like, oh my God, it looks so crazy. Okay, just want to give an update on getting punched in the face. I said I was done fucking crying on the internet, and here I am. But yeah, I am going to the hospital. I feel like I'm probably, oh my God, it looks like I have a fucking devil horn. Honestly, that's kind of fitting. Anyway, yeah, I was just walking on the sidewalk and my head was down. I was like looking at my phone, just sending an email, but there was so much room on the sidewalk and like literally nobody was around. And I guess this man, I don't know if he punched me or if he owed me. I literally passed out. So I don't really remember, but I think he just was really mad that my head was down. He was walking a dog. So he took it upon himself to body check me and let me know to be conscious of my surroundings. But
now we actually have video of one of these instances. It is from Eyewitness News, and unfortunately, due to the violent nature of the video, I'm not going to be able to show you it on screen, but I will link it in the description if anybody wants to check it out, because most of the videos that we're seeing are videos from after the fact. But I just want you to know the damage that this Brooklyn case did to this 57-year-old woman, because that's in the segment to show you how serious this problem actually is.
Tonight, an Eyewitness News exclusive, and yet another unprovoked violent attack in New York City, this time in Brooklyn. A vicious sucker punch out of nowhere yesterday to the face of a woman as she was just walking down the street in Crown Heights. Tonight, she's talking through her injuries to Eyewitness News reporter Stefan Kim.
Now look, there are video after video of different women. A lot of them fit the same profile, young, attractive, white women walking through the city. But this one in particular, I wanted to highlight because it's being covered on the local news. You can actually see the vicious nature of the attack if you click the segment in the link in the description under where it says sources. But also, we learned that this person is going to get a same-day release because this crime is not bail eligible, meaning that they can't even charge him a minuscule bail, let alone remand him to custody, despite the fact that this is a serious violent attack, and she got her jaw broken, out for 6 weeks, not able to eat food that's solid, had to eat through a straw, but this guy needed a guaranteed same-day automatic release because he's such an innocent angel Aladdin, and we see members of the New York City Council that voted to defund the police, by the way, that campaigned on defunding the police, blaming everyone else but the perpetrator.
It is a random, unprovoked, vicious attack on a 57-year-old woman in Brooklyn. Watch as the suspect ignores another man walking nearby, then punches the woman in her face, causing her to stumble backwards.
What happened? Why you hitting me? Why you hitting me? I was bleeding a lot. I'm so scared, I'm so afraid.
Dulce Pichardo was on the receiving end of that punch. Her mouth now wired shut, her face fractured in several places, drinking food out of a straw for 6 weeks, permanent damage to her lower lip, 3 teeth knocked out, and she might need surgery.
So Tiffany Kaman, who describes herself on her Twitter as a queer abolitionist, I wonder what that means, New York City Council member repping District 22 in Queens, if our only response to the string of violent attacks against young women is to punish the assailants, after the fact, we will be failing the survivors and the broader public. We urgently need to invest in violence prevention and hashtag support survivors, including with cash assistance. So Tiffany Kaman, from a New York City constituent, from me to you, I just want to say directly so you can understand this, you need to shut up. Shut your face. You call yourself an abolitionist. You want to abolish the police. You want to abolish prisons. You advocate for the policies that release these repeat offenders over and over and over again. And you have the gall, the audacity to tweet out that we shouldn't only think about punishing these perpetrators. We should think about more welfare programs and random ass violence prevention programs. But the thing is, Tiffany, we don't punish these people. That's the problem.
Cops arrested 33-year-old Franz Judy. The suspect was charged with misdemeanor assault, meaning he's not bail eligible. He'll be released back onto the street. And that's the part that has the victim and her family frustrated and afraid.
We don't even have consequences. It's not that that's what we're only doing. We're not doing that thing. And guess what? If you remove these people from the streets, these serial sucker punchers, they won't be sucker punching people in the streets. I know that's a foreign concept to you. I know that's a bit confusing. I know you might want to crunch the numbers on whether or not if somebody's not on the streets, they can punch somebody in the face on the streets. But trust me, I assure you, it is in fact the case. So absolutely useless member of the city council. But guess what? We got another useless member of the city council that's also in favor of defunding the police. And she decided that she was going to tweet out, where are all the men calling this out? Because the issue of these random repeat offenders, the guy who broke that woman's jaw, 7 prior arrests. They're going to release him automatically due to bail reform, due to policies that this city councilwoman herself supported. She is on a list of 2021 candidates that back defunding the police. She talks about how, oh, we can't do prevention and crime and all that. We got to remove it from the budget and put it into welfare programs. This is the consequences of your actions. And while I'm calling it out, while I'm highlighting it, you're blaming random men. And since we're bringing up that topic, she's also somebody who tweeted out against Daniel Penny, a good man who stepped up when Jordan Neely was attacking a woman about to assault her, and she wants that person put in jail for life. So this person is tweeting out the exact opposite of what she's advocating for. She needs to step up. She needs to call this out. And more importantly, she needs to do something about changing the law. It's Democrats like this that put this into place. And I know it's a New York State law. I've said it over and over again on this channel. But the fact of the matter is there are other ways that this person has voted in order to restrict and hamstring the police and favor the criminal. And not once anywhere in this tweet do you see this person pointing out that a man who broke a woman's jaw, put her drinking through a straw for 6 weeks, is guaranteed a same-day automatic release under bail reform. Can't even be charged if you assess a bail, an amount that would hold him in prison, because guess what? That's too unprogressive, and since New York judges don't have judgments, that guy gets back out on the street anyway.
33-year-old Franz Judy. The suspect was charged with misdemeanor assault, meaning he's not bail eligible. He'll be released back onto the street. And that's the part that has the victim and her family frustrated and afraid.
Every time I see my man, I cross. I don't want to be close to nobody. I'm very afraid, yes. I tell my son everywhere I going, I want you to walk with me.
Yeah, you heard that right. Misdemeanor assault. Misdemeanor assault. This guy sucker punched a 57-year-old woman cold-bloodedly, broke her jaw just for the heck of it, not because he was Aladdin and he needed to feed his starving family, although some members of our city council will make that argument, and they charged him with misdemeanor assault. Remember the trick that they say? They say, listen, violent felonies, they're eligible for bail. A judge can hold you on that. Don't worry about that, Sean. You're just making stuff up. You're a conspiracy theorist, possibly an evil white racist. Well, guess what? They downcharge these individuals. They reduce that all the time, even though this was a vicious assault, in order to get people released. The judges are always incentivized and by law required to use the least restrictive means possible, but options like this end up taking it completely out of their hands. So this guy can continuously sucker punch people over and over again, break a few more old ladies' jaws, and maybe, just maybe, we'll consider an ankle monitor for him. So, we could at least track him in real time as he's attacking other women. And that's what we see with all of these suspects. And these are the ones that they arrest, by the way.
He's being charged with assault 3, now with a felony, because there's no intent. So therefore, he's being just charged with that. He has 7 prior arrests for assault charges, and he's out in the street.
According to some of these videos, the police, in order to avoid actually taking a report, will tell the victims that, it's going to be a pain in the ass and you have to go into an ambulance and all that stuff in order to never have this crime actually reported to law enforcement, which of course makes it look like crime go down in New York City rather than go up. Now, while this is happening, at the very same time that this is occurring, remember, in New York City, our weapons regulations are so restricted, you can't even carry pepper spray if you're a woman. You can't even have something that is non-lethal in order to protect yourself.
So I have fallen victim to the men in New York City lifting an elbow or trying to punch innocent girls on the street, except I wasn't on my phone. I was with my coworkers walking in Times Square.
I literally just got punched by some man on the sidewalk. He goes, sorry, and then punches me.
So just think about how absurd that is. If you're a woman, you hear all these reports, you're worried, you want to arm up, you try to get a firearm, damn near impossible, let alone the separate permit that you need in order to carry said firearm. Well, you're like, okay, let me go to a taser. Good luck with that one. You can't even get one shipped inside New York City unless you know some sketchy methods, which I'm not going to talk about on this channel. So you're out on that one. But what if you want to go less lethal? You want to go pepper spray? Well, guess what? If you have pepper spray on you and you're a woman, you can be arrested for that. You can be charged with that. And that's not even to mention the fact that if you were to use the pepper spray, that is an additional escalated charge. So these guys are allowed to sucker punch you in the face over and over again, give you black eyes, give you concussions, all manner of injuries, break your jaw, 6 weeks, again, on a straw, same day automatic release, and they're totally fine. That's no big deal. Honestly, from our representatives, we have to invest more in violence prevention. Those guys need midnight basketball in order to prevent them from cracking women in the face at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because what are they going to possibly do with their time except for punch women in the face? Aren't they the victims? Pay no attention to the woman who has a broken jaw, which honestly is easy because she can barely talk because that guy broke her jaw. That's not the issue. But if you defend yourself, if you pepper spray, if you cause that guy discomfort when he's attacking you after he sucker punches you and he comes back for a second shot, you're the criminal. We need to arrest you. We need to give you the Daniel Penny treatment, because how dare you consider defending yourself? What you need to do is take ever decreasing amounts of police on the street, disarm yourself even further, get random bag checks by the National Guard in the subway, really preventing the crime right there, really changing the hearts and minds of New York City, while the criminals run free, while they get same-day automatic release, while district attorneys go out of their way to lower charges just so they never have to incarcerate anyone for anything. That's the way the system works. That's what's going on in New York City. And if you're not mad, you're not paying attention. Now, before you say, you voted for this, you deserve this, which is always the constant internet brain comment that I always get, I just want to point out, we actually don't know how any of these people voted. In fact, in the last gubernatorial election, we saw major moves across the board in terms of the Republicans, specifically on the issue of crime. Lee Zeldin came within 5 side points of Governor Hochul on this particular issue. And we also saw big movement among Latinos. So that woman who broke her jaw, she might have voted for Lee Zeldin based on all the other crime stories in Brooklyn, not to mention the fact it is an insanely stupid tactic to throw it in somebody's face that they're responsible, to laugh at them as they are in pain. Now we can point this out. We can say, hey, look, this is why this is happening. These are the policies. You should vote differently, but don't come off mocking. Don't attack these people. You can bring people over to your side with more compassion, more understanding, while acknowledging that, yes, the politicians that a lot of these people voted for, whether they thought they were going to do this or not, ended up implementing these policies. Let's be smart about our tactics. Let's make moves. Let's go forward rather than just try to get a cheap political win as we watch our societies crumble. But hey, you know what? Those are just my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. If you like this video, then show them by leaving a like, subscribe for more content, follow me on all my social media, support me via the support links in the description of this video. This has been me talking about the sucker punch epidemic. Till next time.